YouTube. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up? How's this look? I'm getting dizzy. Are you getting dizzy? All right, I don't know why I did that. I just took the trash to the dump in the Toyota, and I decided I'd take this opportunity to introduce it and tell you what it is. It is a 1971 Land Cruiser body sitting on an 05 Wrangler chassis and drivetrain. Guess I'll pop the hood here. It's got the tried and true. Oh, look at that! I still got a hood prop. I don't know if it, boom. Tried and true, 4-liter Jeep engine, straight six. Man, I'm gonna say throughout this whole video. Probably gonna cut them all out because my brain doesn't work sometimes, and by sometimes I mean all the time. So, 4-liter engine, 5-speed transmission. What I did was I had a very rusty 71 that I bought from a guy off Facebook. It wasn't for sale in the Facebook ad, but I saw it in the background. We worked a deal, got a pretty good deal. It had been sitting for a long time. I had plans for it. I wanted to do a power brake swap, a disc brake swap, power steering swap, like do all this stuff to it to get it like to modern drivability standards. And my plant shut down for COVID, and I had legit like a month off, and it was parked right behind an 05 Wrangler that I had pretty much stripped already down to the drivetrain, and they were just sitting back to back, and I looked at it one day and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, because that way I can knock it out in like a month and have it driving on the road instead of waiting 2 or 3 years of working on one project till I could even drive it. I really wanted to drive the Toyota, so I just want to look cool, and I think I pulled it off. I think I look pretty cool. So anyways, that's the short story there. The original floor pan was just rotted out. I was gonna patch it and kind of build my own floor pan and try to like patch all the holes, and I just decided that we could do it. We could do it, and by we I mean me, that I could do it. So I woke up one day and I got started. I actually got on eastwood.com first and bought a welder because I didn't have one and I didn't know how to weld, but I knew that I was smart enough to weld. So I've met some welders, no offense guys, but I'm smarter than you. I know I can do your job. I can do it. So I cut the entire body off the 05. It had a little bit of wreck damage. It had actually been sideswiped. So I kept the entire floor pan. This is all Jeep TJ floor pan. And I ended up with the floor pan and the firewall. I cut it all the way up and around the firewall and everything. That way I could keep the Jeep pedals, the Jeep shifter, the Jeep wiring harness, kept all that. And then I cut out the entirety of the FJ40 rotted out floor pan, and cut out around the FJ40 firewall also. You can see in here, this portion is FJ40 firewall, and this portion is the 05 TJ firewall, and I just filled in the gaps with some 20 gauge, some gumball welds, because you know I'm so great at welding. It holds together, it's strong. I mean, I've been driving it all summer. You know, some banging, some filling, some cutting some sheet metal to fill in gaps. That's pretty much the entire process. That's what it was, just filling in gaps. You can see here, you know, I had to get not creative, but I mean, it definitely doesn't look good, but I knew that I wouldn't be able to get the finish work to look good, and I didn't want it to look like I tried to make it look good, so I kind of just went with the rat rod style. of finish work and figured if nothing else, I could make a custom carpet kit that would cover all the shit welds. So, you know, same thing here. The back end of the 40 is wider than the TJ, so I had to just literally cut sheet metal. I kind of bent it up in an L bracket, not sure if you can see it, and just spot welded it down the middle, which I think is like what they did with the original floor pan. I'm not quite sure. You know, I did different stuff. I did it differently. Like over here, I just kind of bent it and got it. But over here, I for whatever reason decided I was going to do a big, I think I did this side first and then decided that was just stupid. And, you know, kind of just learned as I went. Like, this was legit, like, off the cuff. Didn't really do any planning at all. It was just me. I had a cherry picker. You know, it's still not cleaned up. Like, I got this shit hanging out here, which was where the original evap canister and stuff was for the Jeep. I've got, like, you come over to the driver's side. These doors I got off of eBay from a company in Australia, and they're plastic, fiberglass plastic. I'm not like a huge fan of them, but I didn't want to cut up my original. I have full doors and a full hardtop, and I didn't really want to cut up those full doors and make my own half doors, because at some point I would like to make this my daily driver, and have, you know, the hardtop, the full doors, maybe even some AC and heat at some point. I mean, we're talking like 5 years down the road, but because it didn't come with latches or anything, and I went to Lowe's and got a gate latch, and it really it works just fine. They rattle a little bit, but the whole thing rattles. So it's got a 4-inch lift for the TJ, which is another great thing about it. Like, the aftermarket support for a Jeep TJ is crazy, so I don't have to pay FJ40 prices for all this aftermarket stuff. These bumpers that I got super cheap. Actually, I pulled these bumpers off the wrecked 2000 that were doing the body swap for the Land Rover on. So that's half the reason I bought that vehicle in the first place. I wanted the bumpers off of it. And, you know, the lift kit cost me about $1,000 for a 4-inch lift, with springs, Fox shocks, and JKS quick disconnect for the sway bar. It was like $1,000 on Facebook, all brand new. Versus, I don't even know what all this shit would have cost me for an FJ40, you know, custom bumpers and shit. Toyota people just love their parts, you know. Like, just a caliper on this thing will run me $45 versus a Toyota caliper is going to cost me $250. You know, if I want to do a rear brake disc swap on this, actually that might cost the same as doing one on a FJ40, actually, but I'm not going to do it. It drives just fine. So yeah, 4-inch lift, 33-inch tires. I got these raw steel wheels from Jegs, pretty cheap. I think it was like $300 for the whole set of 4. I don't run a spare because I don't off-road or anything. I just like driving it. So I don't go crazy, and I have roadside assistance. So if I ever need a spare or need a new tire or need a ride home, you know, they got me. They got my back. I don't know what else to say about it other than it's freaking awesome. I got best top TJ seats, original TJ brackets, killer sound system. It's an old Alpine. I bought like, I think 8 of those off of Facebook from a guy, 8 of the exact same stereo. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember why he had them, but I bought them all for like $150. They're great stereos. They put out a shit ton of sound. I also bought these speakers from the same guy, which are outdoor home theater speakers, and they're super loud. And I've also got a Kerwin Vega self-powered sub strapped in there. I really like to blare some Logic and Louis Capaldi stuff like that when I'm driving. I really like driving and blaring music. So obviously it's an FJ40, so we got rust issues, got some serious rust holes right here that I'm gonna address. That's from the original spot welds, I believe, for the original floor pan. You know, this whole thing, it's been fiberglassed at one point. It's gonna get fixed. It's all on my to-do list. I think I'm gonna take a week off in January to get that fixed. I've got rear quarters for it that I'm gonna weld in there. It's actually like a, I think like 16 gauge rear quarter armor that I'm just gonna weld in as my rear quarter panel. You know, I'm gonna stub these bumpers up. They're kind of pointy. I mean, that's it. I'm gonna tie these steps into the frame so that you can actually step on them hardcore. I'm like 300, not anymore. I'm like 250 pounds, so I want to be able to actually step on them. This front bumper, I have plans for this front bumper. I'm gonna stub this up. I'm gonna put a hitch mount in here so that I can put my winch hitch adapter in there and move my winch from front to back whenever I feel like it. Not that I'll ever be, like I said, I don't really go off-roading. We have LBL, Land Between the Lakes in Kentucky, that we go out and we explore down there, but it's nothing crazy. It's just, you know, old forest road type stuff that goes to the lake. So we have fun down there though. This, I use the Jeep TJ roll bar, and then the cross section bar, the connector bar to the windshield. I had to cut and weld in some extensions for those. And then this top is a Jeep TJ top, which doesn't quite fit. You can see it's a few inches too short, but it works for what I need. And then I made some little bows out of some steel rod from the local steel yard. Plans. There's something else. There's more. I have more plans. So the most annoying thing that annoys me the most about this is the multifunction switch right here. And I use the Jeep TJ steering column stuff. And I think I've got a 69 Corvette steering wheel and steering column. This is actually a Corvette steering wheel right here, but I've got another one, 69 steering column, that with the switches and the wiring and all that. So I think my next big project for this, other than the bodywork, is going to be adapting that steering column to work. It has much more classic look. I think it'll look a lot better. And then cleaning up all this wiring, getting out all the wiring I don't need, because I was scared about cutting, how much of this to cut and not interfere with the engine. So I'm gonna get the wiring figured out, but for now I'm just driving it. All the headlights work, blinkers all work, got all that wired in pretty good. And I mean, it's just awesome. It really is. I guess that's it. I guess that's all I got, y'all. This is, oh, that's not all I got. I'm crazy. I forgot to tell you guys. You can get on Instagram and look up the hashtag #TomFuckery Project. And that's FJUCK. And it's a whole timeline of me building this thing, because I didn't think about making a YouTube video for it. I just made a bunch of videos to my friend Dan to let him live vicariously through my project, because he's got kids and he's never able to hang out. Miss you, bro. I actually just saw him yesterday. It was a good time. I know you guys care. So yeah, TomFuckery Project. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to be able to put this or what's in frame right now, but I'll have it in the description and I'll put it on the screen somehow. And that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it, y'all. That's all I got. I think I've been talking for like 15 minutes, so I'm gonna have to trim this down because that's just too long, y'all. It's too long to introduce such an awesome thing. I like looking at it. Thanks for the 9 subscribes whoever you are, thank you. Mom, I'm sure you're one of them. Zine Small from work, thanks. You're probably the first like too. Anyways, I'll catch y'all later.